Good morning.
Right. Good morning.
Episode 65.
65. Here we
Feeling
go.
alive.
Yes, we are.
I think I say that anytime we have an episode that ends in 5.
Well,
Gotta rhyme.
as you should. Sounds great.
Okay, right out the gate, I have a couple quick updates.
Let's do it.
People have
Jump
been wondering.
in.
So people are wondering, have you whistled yet?
Who is wondering that?
Everybody's wondering.
Listen, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's not going to happen.
Nobody's wondering. I just want to put you on blast.
I love
because
that.
I can blow
Listen,
bubbles.
I was actually so excited. Like, wait, we have fans and they wonder things about us. I haven't. And this is the thing. It's not like when we started talking about it that it was the first time I've ever tried.
Okay.
I'm 43.
Do you want to try live on the air right now?
42. How old am I? I'm going to be 43. Anyways.
November. What year were you born?
82.
82.
So I'll be 43 in November.
Correct. You're 42.
I'm not 43 yet.
Yes.
All that to say, in all of my 42 years of life, I have tried here and there.
Do you ever talk and it's kind of like a little whistle sound comes out?
Once.
No? Okay.
No. I've never even accidentally been like, whoa, how did that happen?
You've never heard the sound come out of your mouth.
I've never been able to make
Do you ever whistle in your dreams?
Can't say that I do.
Okay.
No.
I had some weird dreams last night.
I did too, actually.
Did
you were in mine.
Where was I?
Yes. I couldn't tell you why or what, but I just remember I woke up and I was like, oh, Austin was my dream last night.
Nice. So it's a sign of
I've been having some
things.
weird dreams though. Like I feel like very intense dreams. Like I wake up and I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
Because I
You're
worked
exhausted.
so hard in my dreams.
Yeah,
I was stressing out.
I remember my dream last night was stressful as well. I can't remember what it was about.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like I have done a dream journal before.
Oh, yeah.
Just not consistently, but like if you write it down right when you wake up, you do remember it. There's something about like first thing in the morning, you remember your dreams like right away.
Yeah.
If you don't like
capture it,
tell somebody about it or capture it somehow, that memory disappears.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's weird. It's funny because I remember early on when we first started recording, we talked about some of your dreams because you were having some reoccurring ones.
Oh yeah. We did a long interpretation.
Yeah. Do you remember your dream from last night?
I don't. No.
Okay.
I did when I woke up and I was like, oh, it was an annoying dream. But then I should have told somebody about it.
Yeah.
If I had literally told Brian, I would have remembered it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the first thing with whistle.
Sorry
update.
to disappoint everyone.
Second thing was more of a personal update, and that is on my monthly challenges.
Yes.
So do you remember what my May challenge was?
Well, you were going to try to lose some weight.
It was. So my on May 1st, I weighed myself. I was 172.2 pounds.
Okay.
And my goal was to get down to 165.
Okay.
So that was my goal.
Yeah.
So May 1st, I was 172.2.
Yep.
Guess what I weighed this morning?
172.2.
172.2. Exact same weight. I think my body likes that weight.
It's comfortable here.
It's comfortable.
It's working for you.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
That's
so
wild.
I did fail my mid challenge, but I didn't gain weight.
Okay. Did you ever check in between?
Yeah. I dropped down below 170 one time that I weighed myself. I was at 169 point something.
Okay.
But I didn't get close to my 165 goal. So
I have been not changed. So part of the reason I was late today, thank you for being flexible, was because my tonal wasn't working.
Oh.
And it was my workout day. And I was like, if I don't do it now, when I get ready for the day and then I've got these different things happening later on, I'm like, there's never going to be a convenient time to get back into workout clothes and get sweaty and gross and do it.
Yeah.
So, but I will tell you, I feel like I've been trying to be consistent with that. I feel like I'm okay with food, but maybe that's the one area I need to really tighten up more.
Yeah.
I just hate to be so restrictive. All that to say, I'm almost worried about my scale because nothing's happening.
Really?
And I'm like, this can't be right. Like, how is it?
Are you feeling better about how you feel, how you look?
Not how I look. I'll be honest. I feel good. I feel like I'm getting stronger. Like the workouts that I'm doing, I'm like, oh, I remember this move used to be really hard for me.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing it fairly easily.
You know what they say?
What do they say?
Muscle weighs more than fat.
Thank you. The thing is, I don't know. I'm not seeing any muscle definition.
Okay.
And I'm feeling
You're feeling stronger.
I'm feeling stronger in the workouts. Yes. That's the only area.
Okay.
Everything else, like size of clothes, how everything fits, it still is not loving it. I want to be further along.
Yeah. Well, it's summertime. It's time to make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Rein it in. What do my girls say? Gotta lock in.
Lock in.
I gotta lock in. Piper said that this weekend. She was talking about the next volleyball game. because it's playoffs. And she's like, I've got to move to the ball. I've got to hit my serve. So she was saying all these things. Like, I really got to lock it in. I was like, okay,
I think that's a new thing. I don't know if that's always been a thing, but I hear in pickleball, a lot of times people say, okay, lock in.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing.
There's been some new phrases my kids have started to say. I went on a field trip a couple weeks ago with Piper's class, and the kids were saying cooked versus cooking.
Give me an example.
Okay, so you're cooking means you're crushing it.
You're like, let him cook.
Oh, he's cooking.
Yeah.
You got cooked. You didn't do so good.
So it's the same word, but opposite meaning.
Correct.
That makes zero sense.
Welcome to this generation.
You got cooked.
Ooh, got cooked.
Not cooking. Wow. Okay.
You were trying to cook, and then you got cooked.
I can't keep up. That's not skibbity.
I'll tell you what. That's not. I can't even tell you the last time I heard that word.
I don't like. That's Ohio for sure.
I was actually.
Am I behind on my Gen Z slang now? Skibbity's yesterday.
Out the door.
Okay.
I was actually thinking about you guys when so I'm kind of jumping around here, but we saw you guys over the weekend. We did karaoke. I had this thought of like, you did karaoke multiple times. I did not. But I had this thought of like, do you guys go out to clubs? Like, was that part of your life, you and Brian? Like, did you go out to like go dancing and go to like bars, clubs?
Like currently?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah. When you were younger?
Yeah.
Like what age?
I mean, yeah, we did. Yes. In like early to mid 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still a thing.
For sure.
Like that
clubs
was
are still a thing.
Such a thing in my like college/young adult season. Yeah. And I was like, I don't even see clubs around here. Like Tacoma, I wouldn't tell you where to go.
There's like a couple clubs, but not really. I mean, Seattle honestly isn't really known for its clubbing scene. Yeah. There's more of a bar scene. Like you go to a bar. There are a few though. Like there's, have you been to Rhine House in Seattle? No. Like the German bar?
No, they cool. had one here though in Tacoma.
There was a Tacoma. Yeah, it was the same thing in Seattle. They tried for a minute to turn that into like a club.
Oh,
so you could go there and there'd be dancing and stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, we haven't done like a ton of clubbing in my days, but I've been to a club.
You've clubbed.
I've clubbed. I have clubbed. I've been to clubs in Vegas and bought a $35
beverage
vodka
right
Red Bull, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, done it.
Yeah,
done it. I don't crave it anymore. Actually, on our way back from the anniversary party on Saturday night, Brian and I were like, you know what sounds horrible right now? Going to a club.
Well,
we actually had that conversation.
It's funny you say that because Brian asked me at the party, what else are you guys doing tonight? And I was shocked. Like, Brian, do you think there's more happening for me tonight? Like, it's 8 p.m. It's bedtime, PJs. But I just love that he thought maybe there's more, you know?
Yeah. First stop of the night with your kids.
You know, listen, I love that that's a possibility. So
you never know.
Anyways, I was just curious if clubbing was your.
I think I'd be more inclined to go like dance at a club than Brian would generally, but we never do.
I like loved it.
Did you?
Oh.
In your day? Oh yeah, I should have asked you. I should have reciprocated that question.
I was
Tell me about your your team me up. Tell me about your clubbing days.
So I went to school in Santa Barbara.
Yep.
Amazing club scene.
Really?
Oh, so great. We'd see celebrities.
Nice.
We would, I mean, it just, I don't know. I loved it. It was like, and it was every weekend we were out dancing. Just a great music scene at the time. Like, I just feel like that was actually another thing. I was like, the music nowadays, I'm like, I don't know if I hear that same music being, I don't know, as danceable as like back in this was early. So this is like early 2000s. This is like 2005, 2008.
Yeah, some great music in that era.
Music, like really good stuff. Anyways, I loved it.
When I studied abroad in Ecuador, this is a random thought that just came into my head, but there was 20 girls and 3 guys.
Wow.
Crazy ratio. And
it's a shame you didn't like
it was a big shame. Huge shame. And that we, as the 3 guys, we would go clubbing. We go to these Ecuadorian like reggaeton clubs.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but we felt an obligation to be like the responsible ones. Because there was, I mean, we were in a safe-ish area, but like you never know in a foreign country, like what people are gonna be up to. So we would go clubbing, but me and one other guy specifically were like literally the bodyguards. I'm like a 5'7" bodyguard for all these girls, and that thought just popped in my head.
Did you ever have to like step in? Was
there were some like creepy guys every once in a while that we'd have to like go pretend we were the girls' boyfriends or whatever. But yeah, did that.
So funny. Okay. I'm sorry. You were talking about your challenges. And
no, it's great. Great segue.
Totally cut you off. So what's happening in June?
Failed my May challenge. June challenge is just an old tried and true challenge, which is burning 1,000 active calories every day.
1,000.
So that's as tracked by my watch. I'm already at 8:13, so I'm already up there.
Sir.
Pickleball's intense this morning.
10:30.
Yeah.
Okay. It blows my mind actually that you can do that because I burn like under 200 calories for my tonal workouts.
Okay.
And then I'm doing like 30 to 45 minutes of a workout.
That tracks because I did 2 hours of pickleball.
Okay.
So that would be 200 calories every 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about the same.
Wow. Okay. I just don't do.
You just got to do 2 hours.
Just got to keep going.
Increase the time of it.
Man. All right.
But yeah,
so do you have strategies behind hitting that? You know what to do.
I got to work out every day. Got to work out probably at least an hour because my body does naturally burn active calories as just like walking and hitting my 10,000 steps or whatever.
Right.
But outside of just walking, I probably need to do like at least an hour workout every day.
Okay.
So literally it's pickleball, running, biking, or swimming. Those are my workouts right now.
Okay.
Yep. I haven't been to a gym in a long time.
I was going to say
weights. I don't like when Chad had me doing some deadlifting on your tonal this weekend. I was like, I have not deadlifted in probably 6 months. So
I was a little nervous because he was like, you're super. He was like putting up the weight really, really high. I also thought that was so funny. I just was like reflecting on that afternoon. I was like, I just feel like we were like showing you our toys. Like, we were like, here's the tonal. Here's Chad's golf. Here's our car. Like at one point we were like looking inside the car.
You got a lot of fun little toys.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we have 2 weekends to cover. Yeah. And I have probably 25 minutes. 20 to 25.
Speed round. Here we go.
5 minutes per each of our weekends.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you begin.
No. You please.
Me?
Tell me about your Memorial Day extravaganza.
Okay. Extravaganza. When was that? Oh, that started with the field trip. So what I was just talking about, getting cooked versus cooking. We went to the Museum of Flight
in South Seattle.
Yes.
And near Georgetown, right?
No, Boeing
Field is right south of Georgetown.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I used to ride my bike by the Museum of Flight all the time.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah.
I had never been before.
I've actually never been either, but I've ridden my bike by it.
Okay. So I had a small group. I had Piper and another little girl and then another little boy. And then we combined with another group who had just a girl and a boy. So the boys were friends and then the 3 girls were friends. So that is where I was schooled on cooked versus cooking.
Okay.
The boys were doing a flight simulator and they're like, oh, he's cooking. And then if he failed, he's cooked.
Oh my gosh.
It was actually entertaining.
That's ridiculous. So you thought the field trip was for their education, but it was really for your education.
Yes.
On the
couldn't tell you
lingo.
A single thing about flight. What I did learn was current lingo. Okay, so that was Friday. Friday evening, we hosted a big group of firefighter friends. Okay. Chad just wrapped up an academy, and he's been wanting to host the crew of guys that always support him during the academy. So we had quite a few. It was like a bunch of like adults plus all their kids. And they came over. It was really nice weather. We did like just barbecued meat and sides and had just fun out in the sun.
Yeah. Classic.
Fun in the sun.
I feel like if you're with a bunch of firefighters, you have to barbecue.
You have to.
That's like
it felt
no
safe.
other option.
There was a few kid injuries and I was not worried one bit because I'm like, all of these men are totally prepared. But it's really good. I feel like there's that community of people that Chad sees every single day and I rarely interact with them. So it's really nice when I get to like be a part of that and get to know the wives and families and all of that. It was really fun. So that was Friday night. Do you want to go Friday? Or
sure.
You go.
I was in Chelan for Memorial Day weekend.
So fun.
Friday we drove. Oh wait, no, we drove over Thursday night. Friday morning, I went on a run. I did a long run, did 9 miles.
Nice.
And then we both worked that day. Both worked from the house, and then just chilled with Brian's parents that evening. Just sat around chatting and catching up. Yeah. And then Chad and Cecily came the next Saturday morning.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, Friday was pretty chilled. I think we had like burgers or something for dinner. And yeah, it was a nice Friday night.
Yeah.
Chelan's definitely a happy place. It's so nice over there.
Totally.
Love it.
Yeah. Good weather.
Great weather all weekend.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
What a treat.
What a treat.
Okay, Saturday for us. We decided on Saturday. What was Saturday? We went shopping again.
Okay.
We decided we're going to go back up to Uville, Bellevue Square. We basically let everybody in the family kind of pick a spot that we wanted to go and visit. Allie really wanted to take us to this place where she had gone to a friend's birthday party, and they had like dancing noodles, they called it.
Okay.
And it's one of those spots where you order like meat and veggies and you pick your broth, and the broth boils in front of you and you cook your food in it.
Is it Korean?
I don't know what the nationality is, but it's intimidating.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I also, the way you order the meat and the sauces, it's challenging to know what you're picking is right. I think if I were to do it again, I would probably go more noodles and veggies. Like I just feel like those would absorb the broth better than the meat.
Yeah. Was it a hot pot place?
Yes.
Okay.
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah. I've only been on one of those once because I am intimidated to go without people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The one time I went, like I was with people that go all the time, and so they like showed us the ropes, and they pretty much just ordered for the group. And I just I don't really want to go by myself.
I know.
I'm scared.
Yeah, that's how I felt, and like I was trusting my 13-year-old to like navigate it. Anyways, it was still great. Like what's fun is like they have all these like little free things. Like they have all these different little snacks you could take in the bathroom. There was toothbrushes with little toothpaste that you could take. They had
Was it like a club bathroom attendant kind of vibe?
No, it was just like tucked in their little cabinets like that you could just have.
Nice.
I know. At the end you got free ice cream. Like it's just
it's like Spaghetti Factory.
It's fun. Yeah. So that was majority of our day. I think we started the morning, probably did a little workout and walked Stella, and then we were up in that area for most of the afternoon, evening.
Nice.
Just shopping and
You're still looking for your couch.
Still on the hunt. I think I told you guys I've settled. I still really like the Restoration Hardware one.
Yep.
Just struggling to pull that trigger.
Yeah. It's a big trigger.
It's an expensive trigger is what it is.
Have you looked at Dania?
No, that's funny you say that. We were going to.
You should check out Dania. We really like all their furniture.
Okay.
Really cool, kind of modern.
Yeah.
They have modern, but not like ultra modern.
Okay.
Kind of almost like a mid-century modern.
Yes.
I
have been there once before, but I haven't with the mindset of we're shopping for a couch.
Yeah.
So
we almost bought a couch there. They have some good stuff.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. I think there's one in Tacoma now too.
Yes, there is. By them all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
Okay.
Okay. Saturday, so basically for the weekend, we've been wanting to go to Chelan with Chad and Cecily for like years, and we finally made it happen. So we kind of had a whole weekend of activities planned.
Okay.
So Saturday was kind of like our Chelan, because Brian's parents' house is in Manson.
Yep.
And then Chelan is kind of like a 20-minute drive away, basically.
Okay.
So Saturday was like a Chelan day. So we did breakfast at the house. Brian's parents made French toast, which was delicious. Mm-hmm. And then we drove to downtown Chelan and walked around, got coffee, did a little shopping, bought this shirt.
Nice. What does that mean? What's that symbol?
This is the Mariners kind of vintage old school logo. So
is that bad? I didn't know that.
Oh, you're not from here.
I'm not.
This isn't current.
It's very obvious now. Okay.
There's kind of a cool like men's like clothing / like groom. I don't know what that term would be. Mm-hmm. They have all these men's products like hair products and lotions and candles.
Yeah,
and stuff. It was
fun.
Cool.
Okay.
And then went wine tasting. We went to Melisoni was the first one we went to, and then we went to Chelan Winery, and then Fielding Hills, and then Sigilo. So
wow,
we went to 4 wineries.
Nice.
And then we did dinner at a restaurant called Siren Song, which is our favorite place. We try to do dinner there every time we go over there. It's incredibly beautiful. It feels like you are in Tuscany, like up in the hills. Like it just literally feels like you're in Italy.
Is it its own venue or is it attached to a winery?
It is also a winery.
Okay.
And they have a restaurant that they have amazing like flatbread, like wood fire pizzas.
Okay.
So good. Great views, great vibes.
Nice.
We had our tables like right next to the edge overlooking the water. And, it was beautiful.
Love it. And views and vibes should be something.
Yeah. So like I'm still not a big wine guy, but I love wine tasting. Love the activity.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
That was Saturday. It was awesome.
Awesome. I just checked my calendar. I couldn't remember what we did on Sunday. I know we had church. I think we had my parents over for lunch afterwards. Beyond that, I don't even remember.
Okay.
So it was a 3-day weekend. I remember Monday.
You remember Monday? Okay. Do you want to go on your Monday?
Couldn't tell you Sunday. Yes. So Monday was basically Monday night. We were taking Allie and a couple of her friends to a concert in Seattle.
Nice.
And so literally Monday day, Chad and I were like mentally and physically preparing. We're like, we got to take a nap. We got to drink coffee at 5, to do this. In the morning, we did have some downtime, and I've been trying to do better about landscape around my house, like getting some flowers and getting some stuff. And so we've been on the hunt for some things, and I got a couple hydrangea plants, and then I was on the hunt for planters. The thing that stops me from investing in my yard is it is so expensive. Like I wanted to buy the planter box, like just to put flowers in.
Yeah.
It was going to be $80 for one. And I needed minimum 2. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that sounds cheap. I don't know. I don't know what it sounds like. Garden people, help me out here.
That's something we've never really invested in.
I know.
Is like nice plants. We have good grass at our house. That's pretty much it.
We have a grassy area, and then when we first moved in, there was no landscaping at all, and we just, for like cost effectiveness and to just throw something out, we did a bunch of rocks.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, now we've lived here for a while. I feel like we could kind of do something more here. And so in my head, it's plants, but I don't know. I'm also notorious for killing plants, so I really don't know if this is the right move for me.
We both have, what's the opposite of a green thumb? A black thumb?
Probably.
We can't. Yeah. Like we really struggle to keep plants alive.
Yeah, it's hard.
So rocks and grass is what it's all about.
I know. I think that's probably what we're gonna have to go to. But all that to say, we did do a little bit of that shopping earlier in the day, and we got a couple things there. And then we went to this concert Monday night, and it was actually so fun. We were in, is it called Belltown? Is that an area in Seattle? Okay. So that was
right next to downtown.
Yes. Really close to the water.
Yep.
A little venue called Madame Lou's. And first we take a couple of the girls and we go to dinner. There was a little, it was called sushi karagi, I think. So it's like Hawaiian and Japanese kind of cuisine. Right. And it was great because we had 2 friends ride with us, and then another friend, she was coming from a ferry from one of the islands. I don't know if it was San Juan or Bainbridge or someplace. But apparently they were struggling with where their place was in line. And so the mom ended up having her daughter hitch a ride with some strangers who they met in the ferry line, and they were like, they seemed like a really nice family. And so they sent her off with her. So this whole time I'm waiting at the restaurant, like, I really hope this child arrives safely.
Oh my gosh.
And that's okay. So she did. We got her with us, and she had dinner, and the rest of the night was fine. But it was just so funny. Like, I don't know if I would have made that move.
That's a lot of faith in strangers.
Would have been like, we're just gonna have to skip this one. But she did it, and we were glad she was with us. But it was really fun.
That's the same. Most people are good.
Yeah.
Most people out there are good. There's some bad eggs out there too, but most people are good.
That is real. I actually segue started reading this book called Good Inside, based on some of my parenting drama that I've been facing. I was listening to a podcast. It's actually a podcast on leadership, and it's like business leadership is typically what they talk about, but they brought in this parenting expert and said often your style of parenting can be transferred to your style of leadership, which makes sense, you know. And so it's this book called Good Inside, and it's actually like really helped transform my way of thinking. And I wish I had read it before I had kids or when my kids were young, because I feel like they're 10 and 13. I've lost a lot of time parenting with a different attitude. The whole premise is that you truly believe that they're good inside, and that when there's negative behaviors or there's, what we deem as like negative emotions or whatever, really trying to get to the root of it and really validating those feelings. So, I'm kind of going off on tangent, but I'll use the example with Piper. There's an afternoon, she was trying to do this craft, and it was like she was trying to take marker on a paper. She colored a design on a piece of paper, and then she wrapped it in saran wrap, and she was trying to iron it onto fabric. Somehow this ink was going to transfer through cardboard and saran wrap. It was never going to work. I don't know where she got the idea. I could tell she was really frustrated. Chad was helping her at first, and he's like, this isn't gonna work, blah, blah, blah. And she gets really angry, and she storms out of the room, and she's frustrated. So instead of like harping on her for having such a bad attitude that her dumb idea didn't work, I instead went to her and I was like, I can tell you're really disappointed that didn't work. And I'm guessing you were really hoping that somehow you were going to figure it out and we were going to make this craft today. And I bet that's sad that didn't work out. And she like totally softened, and I like snuggled her for a little bit and she melted into me. And the rest of the day, she just wanted to snuggle. She wanted me to read her a bedtime story. And usually Chad does bedtime stuff. So it was the first time I attempted to relate and understand and sympathize. And it totally changed her perspective. So
that's
it's
awesome.
Pretty powerful. Anyways, back to the concert. The concert started at 8:30. We got there at like 7:45, 8 o'clock. And I look at I can see the little set schedule, and it says 8:30, a different band starting, 9:15 headliner to start.
That's so late for a Monday night.
Thank you.
That's wild.
Unbelievable.
I am in bed at 9:15 on a Monday night.
Am I. Every night. I don't know who we thought we were. We were just trying to be cool parents. But I will say, so what was kind of cool, there is so many underage people that Chad and I and maybe 3 or 4 other adults were the only ones in the bar area.
Oh, wow.
And there was actually like a booth with like cushioned seats. So Chad and I ordered some drinks and just sat in the booth.
Nice.
And watched from afar as these and it was a tiny venue. Like this, it felt like, it wasn't the size of the studio, but it felt small.
Yeah.
And the girls had a blast. They danced and sang their little hearts out. It's a small like boy band called Strings and Hearts.
Okay.
And they were adorable. They got to meet them afterwards.
Oh, nice.
So by the time we got home, it was definitely after midnight.
Wow.
And I'm still recovering, to be honest with you.
I think I saw you the next morning, and it's rude to tell somebody they look tired. So you look great.
It is.
You look great.
It is rude. Yeah. So that's the rest of my Memorial weekend.
That's a great weekend.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunday Saturday was our Chelan day. Sunday was more of our Manson day. So we did
we love Manson.
Blueberry Hill.
Best.
You've been there?
Yes.
Yeah. Great, amazing breakfast.
So good.
Brian got a table and had me order for us, and I totally botched our order.
Oh no.
Which I didn't hear the end of for a while, but it's okay.
Like, what happened? What did you do?
I ordered the wrong type of eggs. I forgot to order bacon. He really wanted a side of bacon. I forgot to order a side of bacon. I just. What
happened? You just like panicked, or
I just forgot. I don't know. It was really, really, really busy, and I think I was a little overwhelmed.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was just.
Well, in that place, if you get a table,
yeah,
don't let it go.
100%. And once you order, there's no ordering again. Like we had waited for 30 minutes in line to order, so I was like, I offered to go wait in line again to order bacon, and he's like, okay. So
it's okay, but you'll be hearing about this.
Yes. So we did that, and then we went on a long walk, and then we did more wine tasting.
Nice.
We started at a cider place called Rootwood Cider.
Okay.
It was delicious. And then
Rootwood. I'd chew that word out.
And then we went to Tipsy Canyon. And then we went to Hard Road to Hoe.
Excuse you.
Hard Road. Have you heard of that one? That one's funny. There's kind of a backstory behind that one.
Okay.
So a little inappropriate, but it's okay. So apparently the location of this winery was originally a brothel.
Okay.
Do you know what brothel is?
I absolutely do.
When
you first said it, I thought, is he saying it wrong? Brothel. No, that's right. I think because there's a city named Bothell.
Yeah.
I thought, I
had to explain to somebody recently what a brothel is. So
was it a child?
I don't. It wasn't a child. It was a Gen Z person.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it used to be a brothel, and the idea was that there were men that were working on the other side of Lake Chelan, and they would have to row over from one side of the lake to the other side of the lake to get to this brothel.
Make them work for it.
So it's a hard row to hoe.
Hilarious.
So that's that. Yeah.
That is so funny.
Not funny?
That's hilarious.
And they have great wine, and they have a lot of activities. We did like a cornhole competition.
Fun.
Brian and I played against Chad and Cecily, and it was heated. It was a long game.
Okay.
We played where you have to get to exactly 21 points.
Right.
If you go over, then you go back to 15. It lasted a very long time.
Yeah.
And there was a wager, and that wager was whoever the losers had to jump in the lake, which the lake currently is like 48 degrees. So pretty cold.
Who lost?
We lost.
And you did it?
And I did it. I offered the next morning when we were getting ready to jump in the lake, I was like, I will pay you $100 if you let me get out of this wager.
That is so funny.
And they said okay, but I was like, I'm a man of my word, so I'm gonna do it.
You're like, actually, and how was it?
It was cold. It was cold.
Sounds cold.
However, I will say, doing the cold plunge at our house recently has made it easier for me to get into cold water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
So that was great. And then we had a little spaghetti dinner at the house.
Oh, yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah.
Brian's parents made us dinner. That was Sunday. And then Monday, we played pickleball.
Fun.
At a place
in Chelan?
In Manson, at a place called Harmony Meadows.
Okay.
Which is this beautiful, like, tennis property. There's all these tennis courts and pickleball courts.
Okay.
And there's like a wedding venue. There's multiple Airbnbs you can stay in. There's like a shop with like a little restaurant.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
I think they're bleeding money, but I think I hope they survive.
Is it newer? Is it like
they've been around for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
But it's just the cost to upkeep that place has got to be insane. And I've just heard that they're not doing great.
Okay.
They're trying to sell the business and the property.
Okay.
But it's amazing, and I hope it.
Were you like a little tempted to be like, should I buy this?
Absolutely not. It's like $7 million, I think, is what they're asking for. So crazy. That was very fun. And then we did breakfast there, and then on the way out, we stopped at Lakeview Drive-In, which is the little burger shop in town.
Nice. Yeah.
It was incredibly windy.
Okay.
Chelan has crazy winds sometimes, and we literally could not eat. We were like trying to eat our food, and it was like literally like blowing out of our hands, or napkins were flying everywhere, like drinks were falling over.
Yeah.
It was very chaotic. So we kind of ate our food, and then we moved into our cars.
Yeah.
And then I had a milkshake. I think I might have told you about this, but I had a milkshake, and they definitely overfilled the milkshake a little bit.
Okay.
So when I took off the lid to like take a bite of it, it just started spilling, and it was melted at that point. So it was spilling, and probably I could not get control of it. And I bet half the milkshake spilled onto my lap and on the seat and everywhere.
But you were still.
I couldn't move, and it just kept pouring over the sides. And I'm like, both my hands were covered in it.
No longer in the wind. So why? I don't understand why.
I don't understand either. I don't think I was shaking my hands. It was just like, because they'd overflowed it, and because I hadn't had a bite of it yet. It was immediately like, when I took the lid off, it was immediately pouring over,
was erupting.
That's how it felt. And then Brian had to like come to around the car, open the door for me, and I had to like get out of the car.
You're like shifting with it in your lap,
covered in it. And this is before a 4-hour drive home, and I was just sticky the whole time. So I went to the bathroom and tried to clean up, but I was just so sticky. And then on the way to the bathroom, I saw that a boat that had been tied up, because the wind got untied from its ropes or whatever. And was like floating all around the water, like crashing into other boats, crashing into the dock, like into rocks. Like it was, and everybody was trying to control this boat, but they couldn't because the wind was so crazy.
Wow.
The wind was I've almost never experienced wind like that. It was wild.
Feels like there's another story there, because almost means
I've guaranteed there's been times that it's been that windy before, like when my trampoline blew over my fence.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, it was like a little bit of a stressful end to the trip, but
that milkshake story, it's funny because you start by explaining the weather. Yeah. But then it transitions to covered indoors, no wind, but you're still out of control.
The wind was the reason that I wasn't able to eat it outside. Yeah. And we were outside for probably 30 minutes.
Yeah. We tried.
And during that time, it like melted into like liquid milkshake, like super liquidy. And because I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for it. All I know is it just kept pouring over the sides. Like I don't know if I was like holding onto it too tight and like pushing it over or something, but it was bad.
Would have been a great thing to have on video.
I know. You know, I've never made that much of a mess in my car before. Yeah. It literally was just everywhere.
Yikes. Speaking of burgers, real quick, we caused quite a stir in our last episode comparing Richards to In-N-Out.
True. Yeah.
You were showing me some videos.
Oh yeah.
Like people did not like
It was very contentious.
Yikes.
I think there were like probably 200 plus comments on TikTok about it, and people were getting into some heated debates. Yeah. People were saying not so nice things about us. I spared you those comments, but there's some
people to know, like, I'm also not from here, and I feel like In-N-Out is a California based, so there's a little bit of like that.
I am from here. I am a Washingtonian through and through. Yeah. And I still prefer In-N-Out over Dick's. So a lot of people were saying like you're not a real Washingtonian if you prefer In-N-Out.
Correct.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I had no good food and I tasted it.
Yikes! But people were mean.
People were mean. Yeah, they said some mean things about me, about you, about both of us. So you don't need to know. You don't need to know. Okay. The internet trolls are mean people.
Listen, haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. So that was Memorial Day weekend.
Okay,
that was
last
2 weekends ago.
Okay, let's jump into this weekend because we gotta move. Okay, this last weekend, Friday, end of May. Okay, kind of a bummer. I had a great Friday personally. I got to go to lunch with my friend Denise. We go to Korean barbecue here on South Tacoma Way. Okay. It's phenomenal.
I've never
highly recommend. I think it's called Hoonsinyi.
Sounds right.
Hoonsinyi. It's like Hoon. It's great. That evening we were going to take the girls to the movies, but Piper, when I picked her up from school, wasn't feeling hot. So we ended up just hanging out at home. We're trying to do this thing with Allie where we watch like funny but kind of scary movies. Like she's at an age now where she's like liking a little bit of scary stuff. Okay. So we watched Happy Death Day. Have you seen that?
Oh.
It was actually not bad. I Googled like what's a like PG-13 but funny but kind of scary, and that was one of the ones that came up. It's pretty good. Not like nothing super inappropriate. Obviously, it's scary, so there's like some death and things like that. But wasn't awful. So that was kind of fun doing those things with her. She's getting older.
So Piper is in the room by herself.
Piper's asleep. Okay. Yep, we gave her some drugs, knocked her out. She's fine. Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. She's been battling like ear infections off and on, and so every once in a while she'll complain that her ear still hurts. But every time we take her to the doctor, they're like, yeah, it's a little red, but so it's hard to know exactly what. Anyways, that was Friday. We just kind of hung out and relaxed while Pipes rested.
Cool.
Yeah. How about your Friday?
Our weekend was in Tacoma. We stayed at my parents' house Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Friday we did dinner with some Tacoma people that we've been trying to do dinner with for a year.
Yeah.
And finally had a chance to do dinner. So we went to Indochine down on Pacific, Indochine Thai restaurant.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because there's multiple Indochines. There's also one on Pearl, I believe.
I haven't been to that one.
The one on Pacific I have been to.
It's cool. It's like there's like a fountain inside with like seats around it. It's pretty cool in there. Yeah. So did dinner and then we went back to my parents' house and we talked with them until like 11 p.m. outside, just chilling. It was, I think, one of my first times this year, just like sitting outside at night talking. It was so
the best.
Literally is like feels like summer is here.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. So my parents have a little apartment above their garage.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you been up there before?
I actually haven't been in there.
Cute little apartment.
Yeah.
We were planning on staying there this weekend.
Right.
And we get there and we, unpacking everything. And I go to take a shower and I'm like, the shower's on. I'm like, what does that smell?
Yeah.
And I'm like already in the shower. So I'm like, okay, I'm just whatever. So I smell the water. And the water definitely smells bad. Yeah. Like kind of an eggy, rotten egg kind of smell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm already in the shower. Mm-hmm. So I just took the shower with this nasty water, which was gross. But
just like do a ton of soap and shampoo to mix the sense.
Minimal time, as little time as possible in the water. But so did that. And then later on, Brian's like, what does that smell? And I'm like, I think it's the water. And I asked my dad about it and he's like, oh yeah, because nobody stayed in the apartment for like 6 months.
Right.
So you should let all the water run. So we like turn the sink on in the bathroom, we turn the shower on, we turn the kitchen sink on, all the water was on, and we just left it on for like an hour, like 30 minutes just to like get the water all through the water tank, I guess. I still don't quite understand what was happening, but we did that. And meanwhile, we were talking to my parents outside, went back in to check on it.
Yeah.
The apartment reeks. Like horrible smell, like egg city, like nasty smell. And it's humid.
It's sulfur.
Super sulfuric. Sulfuric. There's also it was also super humid because the hot water was on.
Ooh.
So I go up and I come back down. I'm like, okay, somebody else has got to smell this. Like it smells horrible. And my mom's like, oh, you're just being dramatic. Like she did not think it was legit. So I like had them come with me and they're like, oh yeah, that's bad.
That's right.
And it was also like the time of the night where there were kind of a lot of bugs out. So they don't have screens on the windows.
Oh shoot.
So we couldn't really air it out. So we're like, okay, we're ditching this. Thankfully they had another room we could stay in. So we repacked all of our stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Moved into the other room and then let it air out the next day.
Okay.
But that was Friday.
That was Friday. Listen,
that was Friday.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
I love, prior to the smelly incident, just the sitting outside. I imagine at your parents' house, that's like the best.
Yeah.
Out by the lake.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were saying recently, this is kind of funny. I don't know. Kind of, okay, so our parents both very much want us to have kids, which, we're still thinking about it, still deciding, on the fence, not sure what we're going to do. Definitely not now, but not necessarily never, that kind of thing. The fun thing about not having kids is we can just like talk. Like, I feel like we are friends with our parents, which is great. Like, not that when we have kids, we won't be friends with our parents, but if we had kids, we wouldn't have been talking to my parents until 11 p.m. We would have been like helping our kids go to sleep. Or there's been all these like little nighttime things. Like whenever we're with our siblings who all have kids, like it's always us and the parents that are still awake, and then the siblings are all with their kids. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the nice things about not having kids currently is we're able to like just be friends with our parents, and like we don't have the kids as like a thing that we're also having to worry about or whatever. Yeah. So we were thinking about that this weekend.
Yeah. I feel like there's a few workarounds, like just depending on the ages and depending on your like energy level. Like there's definitely times where I like use my kids as scapegoats of like, oh, they need to go to bed. I gotta go. But like really, my kids don't take a lot to put to bed. Some kids do. There are some kids where you like have to snuggle with them until they fall asleep or whatever it is. But you could put your kids to sleep and then go back.
Totally.
And hang out.
Yeah.
Just depends.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always ways. But okay, so that was your Saturday.
That was Friday.
Friday. Okay, Saturday. I saw you Saturday.
We did.
Saturday was when we hung out.
Several times.
Saturday, that's right. Saturday we started our day with a rockin', maybe even cooking volleyball game in
Piper's game.
Puyallup. Mm-hmm. They won one set, lost the other two, but they're getting so good. We only have one game left. It's the playoffs. We only have that. But it's been really fun to watch her. She gets really fired up and like really wants to practice in between games. So all the girls have improved. So that's been great. Nice. But that started our morning.
Wait, what I'm hearing though is they were cooking for one game.
Correct.
And they got cooked for 2 games.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
Want to make sure I was tracking.
Nailed it. Then Saturday. Oh, then you guys came midday. So we did lunch with you guys.
We did.
That was great. Love watching those doggies together.
Harbor Greens for lunch.
Harbor Green sandwiches. And then from there, we said goodbye to you guys. And we went and visited. Oh, we hung out a little bit at home. The girls and Chad, we did the golf simulator. Yep. And that was the first time I'd been out there actually and used it with him. So that was kind of fun. And
how far are you hitting it?
I think the furthest was 80 yards.
Nice.
I'm not quite he was telling me if I hit it to 100, I'm able to go play like Highlands or whatever little minor course those ones are.
But you're not allowed to play there if can't get to 100.
Will not get the invite if not 100. Yeah, minimum. So, but that was fun. Actually, Allie was hitting it like beautifully, but further than I was.
Really?
So we were like, okay, girl. And then I mentioned to you, my mom's been sick and she's in the hospital. So we took the girls and stopped by and visited her for a little bit. And she was doing better. It's kind of like one of these, like a little bit, like some days she's doing a little bit better. The challenge is she's got like multiple things going on. Like her leg is injured. She's got some lab works that's coming back with all sorts of different things that are concerning one day. And then later in the day, it's not so much anymore. So it's just been a little bit of a roller coaster, but hopefully getting on the mend there. After we stopped by and visited her, we went to Radnor's 1-year anniversary.
Yep.
Saw you guys there. That was super fun. That was just like enjoying Radnor's, watching karaoke. Afterwards, Chad and I were talking. We're like, okay, if we were to go again and we were to sing, what would we sing?
Yeah. It was kind of fun the amount because there weren't like a ton of people there for karaoke, so it felt like a pretty low pressure karaoke environment.
Yes, yeah.
I sang a couple songs that I've never sang before, and holy cow, I got to start listening to songs before I sing them because I picked very high songs for me, and it was a struggle.
I was like, I don't know if I know songs well enough to remember like where the pitch is going to be. Like what? So yeah, I was very impressed. But that was super fun. The girls had a blast. And then I think we just came home and pretty much relaxed, went to bed after that. It was, by the time we got home, it was like 9-ish or so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
How about you guys? Saturday.
Similar Saturday. We started out the day with a walk in Fircrest, which I was telling you guys I really haven't spent much time in Fircrest, but like the little area between Whittier Park and then like the community center with the pool and stuff. That whole area is super cute. Like really nice houses and some pickleball courts. Yeah. And it's really cool. So we walked around there. We were going to go to the Tacoma Nature Center Park, but no dogs are allowed there apparently.
Oh.
So there's like multiple signs that are saying no dogs, and it's saying this is why no dogs are allowed and all this stuff. So we decided to be rule followers in that moment, which I was
having a hard time with.
I was having a hard time with it. We then went to Easton's baseball game, which he's such a good little baseball player. Yeah. It's funny the age group he's in, because he's in like 9 to 11, and his team is mostly 9, and the team they're playing against is mostly 11-year-olds. So there's a noticeable difference in just the size of the team of the players. Yeah. And yeah, Easton was playing great. He definitely is super hard on himself, which is hard to see. Like if he makes any mistake at all. Right. But I think he has a bright future ahead of him in baseball.
Totally.
We did lunch with you guys. Yep. We saw your new golf simulator and got the dogs together.
It literally was like, I was cracking up of like, we sat down and had lunch, and then we're like, oh, have you guys seen the tonal? And there's like testing that out. And then it was like, oh, have you seen the golf? And we walked around our home and was like, here's other things.
Little toys.
Here's our toys.
Yeah. Great lunch, great getting the dogs together. Yeah. And then we went home, got ready, and then I had a client call thing, and then we stopped by Sober AF to say hi to Stephanie.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then we went to Radnor's anniversary party, same thing.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was a really fun night. Yeah. We were not really sure how many people to expect, because last year for the grand opening, it was just madness. Yeah. Like bonkers, too many people.
Right.
Very stressful. Like it was fun, but it was just chaotic.
Yes. Yeah.
This year was a lot slower, but still like pretty consistent and steady throughout the night.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was super fun. It felt low pressure, kind of just like a chill evening, which was good. And then went home and drank some wine and went to bed.
See, as much as you're not a wine fan,
it was just for the content, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
For the content.
No, Brian wanted some wine. I was like, I'll have some wine with you. And I drank a couple sips, and then I poured my glass into Brian's glass.
That's hilarious.
Called it.
White or red? What's his?
He prefers red wine.
Yeah.
I would say I prefer white wine, but I don't like it enough to like have a strong opinion about it either way. So yeah.
Okay.
So that was Saturday.
Nice.
Sunday
for us, we had church in the morning. We were all kind of serving in different areas. So the girls and I were in like kids stuff, like nursery and preschool. Chad was helping. There's a class that they are teaching that he helps assist in. He's not leading it, but he's assisting there. So we all did that. And then afterwards, we were all starving. We decided we want to go to Toast Me, which has become a Sunday, somewhat regular stop.
I've only been there once, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I feel like our family goes there too often, and I love it. It's delicious, but also I'm like, please, can we mix it up? But
probably fairly healthy, because you can kind of create your own bowl, kind of like a Chipotle style.
Exactly, 100%. So we brought that back home, and then we really wanted to like enjoy the day. It was beautiful weather outside. We're like, maybe we can go to pickleball. Maybe we'll take Stella out to a dog park and go to a coffee shop. So Chad and I are like dreaming, like what could we do with the day? And the girls are just being little bees. They're just like annoying, and like they're just complaining. And so we were like, you know what, forget it. Like Allie had stuff to do around the house. Pipes, I was like, you can just chill. So we were like, well, we have a couple errands to do, so let's go get our groceries for the week. We'll start there, and then we'll get our chores done, quote unquote, and then we can go from there. Our groceries, it's comical. So we were like, okay, we're gonna go to Trader Joe's, and he gets his weekly lunches from Trader Joe's. So we always go there. I get a few things for the girls' lunches as well. And then we're like, okay, we'll also go to Safeway. It's in the same shopping center. Yep. We'll get a couple things that you can't get at Trader Joe's, Safeway.
Oh, yeah.
And then we really wanted to grill some yummy steaks, and we love the steaks from Whole Foods. Is really nice quality meat. So we're like, okay, and then on the way back, we'll stop at Whole Foods. We'll get their sourdough bread, which is our favorite, and their steaks that are on sale on my app. So we get to the meat counter, and I don't see the steaks, and I show them the app, and I'm like, hey, it says here you've got these on sale. And they're like, I don't know why they did that. We don't get those types of steaks here. So we were like, shoot. So we get our bread, and we got a couple other random items from there. And then we're like, okay, well, let's go to Harbor Greens because they have steaks that we know we enjoy. So we literally went to 4 grocery stores.
That is wild.
I got home, and I was like decompressing on the couch because it drained my energy. It sucked my will to live.
Is that 2 hours, 3 hours? How long does that take?
Minimum 2 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah. And Chad's like, okay, well, I've got some yard work to do. And I said, okay, I still really want to take Stella out to Ruston and walk and go to a coffee shop. And he's like, okay. I end up crashing out on the couch and like could not get myself up.
Yeah,
like
that's tough.
I literally like started to doze off, and then I woke up and it was 5 p.m.
No.
I was like, oh no. He was like, I'm so mad at you. We were supposed to go do stuff. And he's like, I couldn't turn the coffee machine on because you're sleeping in the living room. I like ruined it. So
that's pretty nice of him to not turn the coffee machine
on.
I would
turn
it on, no question.
Not him. And like he's like, I would have napped. I was like, why didn't you? Like you could have, but I don't know. So it's a little bit of a mess up on my end.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the night we did grill steaks, and I got a new book that I was reading, and it was again one of those moments I can like taste summer is coming.
Yep.
He's outside grilling, the sun's out, I'm on the deck reading. It just was like my favorite. Pipes is playing with her volleyball. It just was, I love those evenings where everybody's kind of doing their own thing, but we're all outside together, and it's good. Yeah. So
a lot of those coming up. There's 10 days of sun in the forecast.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Here for it. Yeah, that was my Sunday.
Awesome. Good Sunday. We did not go to 4 grocery stores yesterday.
I don't recommend it. I wouldn't encourage you to.
Okay, so Sunday we woke up at my parents' house and kind of woke up early, headed home, wanted to like get home. I was going to go on a long run, and then I just like didn't want to.
No.
I just was not.
Doesn't sound good.
I had a 16-mile run planned, and I need to do that at some point this month.
Okay.
And I just was like,
well, you've got the whole month ahead. It's
exactly. I don't need to do it on the first day. Are you kidding me? So I ended up doing like a 4-mile run.
Nice.
So
okay. Still did something.
Still did a little bit, and then we played pickleball with our friends Gina and Ryan.
Yeah. In Tacoma, or where'd you go?
In Bellevue.
Oh, you were already back home.
There's a high school with like 6 courts. So we went and played there. Cool. And then same thing, we kind of like had, I think we finished around like 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
We had the rest of the day just kind of open.
Right.
So we were like, should we get groceries? I'm like, no, we're good. Honestly, our thing with groceries is we've been really bad lately about buying things that we don't use and then that expires.
Right.
Like worse the last month than ever before.
Yeah.
Like it's been really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like hundreds and hundreds of dollars spent on groceries that we haven't used. Very discouraging. So it makes us not want to buy groceries.
Right.
And what we're doing this week is we're just going to like go day by day.
Yeah.
Like if we like tonight, I think we'll hopefully make food at home tonight. Hopefully. If so, I'll just stop at Safeway on the way home, grab a couple things, and then go make dinner. Like we don't need to plan out the whole week because that's what we've been trying to do.
It's very European of you.
Not working.
Yeah. I did have a moment yesterday where I was like, it's so annoying that we are all forced to do this. Like everybody is out there shopping for their week's groceries. Yeah. And it's, I was telling Chad, I was like, and our kids just expect, like our kids aren't like, please will you go to the store? It's like they know we are going to go. They're going to have full things. And we were joking about how like back in the day, like gatherers and hunters, you know, like if they caught something great, you'd eat that week. But if not, but now it's like it's an expectation and you just have to do it.
That's true.
And it's horrible. I hate it.
You guys do delivery sometimes though, right?
Sometimes we do. Yes.
I need to get on the delivery.
Yeah. The Instacart's become a little bit of a bad habit for me, if I'm honest.
I actually don't mind grocery shopping. It's just one of those things that's so time consuming, especially Costco. Like it's such a trek to go there.
It's just it's the brain space it takes because it's not just grocery shopping, it's planning the meals and then it's knowing your week. So then I'm like, I really got to know my schedule. I got to know what my kids are doing. I need to know after school plans, and it's overwhelmed.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Actually, what's kind of funny, sorry to step over your story, but we started talking about plans in the sauna. We did sauna yesterday morning before we went to church. Cool. And so we were kind of talking like, what's our week look like? What do we need to get? And it was getting later and hotter. And like, I was like shutting down. I was like, I don't care what we eat. Yeah. I don't want to talk anyway. It was like all of a sudden my like anger of how uncomfortably hot I was kicked in.
It happens.
I had to stop talking. Yeah, Chad's like, you know what?
We also saunaed yesterday. Yeah. Same thing. Like towards the end of the day, I'm like, just don't talk to me right now.
Don't even look at me right now.
Quiet for the next 2 minutes.
Stop breathing because it's so loud.
We were very hungry after pickleball, and we were similarly to during the sauna. Like we were like, we're both getting a little hangry. Yeah, and we're like, we need food, so we went to Ezel's. Have you had Ezel's chicken?
No.
It's like a fried chicken.
Yeah, place. I've heard of it. Yeah,
really amazing chicken tenders.
Okay, nice.
Like rolls and like baked beans. Super not healthy, but so good.
Okay.
And we went there and we were like, let's order like an extra half pound so that we have leftovers.
Smart.
Did not have leftovers.
Oh, whoops.
Ate it all. ate all of it, and felt a little sick afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
We ate that, and then we kind of we chilled on the couch. We watched Overcompensating, which is a fun kind of show.
Okay.
Just finished that yesterday. We have like literally 4 shows we're watching right now, and it's a little overwhelming. So it's like, let's finish a couple because we're towards the end of a couple.
Yeah.
So we finished Overcompensating, and then we also finished The Last of Us, which is the zombie HBO show.
Yeah. Is it done now?
It's done. Okay. Yep. Kind of a crazy ending. So.
Yeah. Okay.
And then did some laundry, sauna, cold plunged, and that was our Sunday.
Did you sauna twice in the same day?
No, sorry, I was hopping around.
You were saying late. Okay, got
later in the day we sauna. So we saunaed after our shows. I did a 10-minute sauna and then a 2-minute cold plunge.
Oh, nice.
And then another 10-minute sauna and then 10 minutes and then 2.5 minutes in the cold plunge.
Okay.
And then 10 minutes and then 1.5 minutes. So it was 20 minutes of sauna at like 200-ish and then 4 minutes in the cold plunge at 48.
Yeah. We haven't been doing the cold plunge. We did the sauna. It was 190 when we got in.
Yeah.
And we did 20 minutes. I stepped out after 20 and had to get some fresh air.
Yeah.
And then came back in for another 5.
20 consistently is a lot.
It's gross.
Yeah.
It's actually gross.
I'm at the end of 10, I was dying.
I'm always done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
So that was my Sunday. Okay. I have more stuff, but I'm gonna save it for next time.
We went way beyond what we said we were going to.
I gotta go. My phone's blowing up.
We gotta move. We gotta go.
Thanks, everybody.
65 in the books.
65. Oh my gosh.
We're officially earning.
Are we senior citizens?
We're senior citizens.
Oh my gosh.
I think it happens at 63.
Does that mean our podcast gets Social Security?
We've now applied for, what is it? AAA? Double it? What is it? There's something you get.
A discount for AAA?
Discount. We get the senior specials.
Oh my gosh. Can we order like senior breakfast at
100%.
Diners? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What a time
to be alive. Thanks, Jamie.
Bye.
Bye.